Vanessa? Big question mark
Apparently, it's
hanging
also
over.
not going to be easy as to how you make a cup of tea. Now, my wife has poured 4 cups here in the studio. Have you guys got a cup of tea?
I'm fascinated by this, Vanessa, because we're just talking about this just with our production team this morning. We must have spent the first 10 minutes of our meeting just talking about how we like our tea, how we don't like our tea, milk in first, not tea bags, loose tea, what cups we even like to drink it from. So research from Leeds University has looked at how to get the best cup of tea in hard water areas. And they say that the high mineral content in hard water areas prevents flavours from forming in your tea. However, if you pour the milk in first, you put the tea bag in, milk on top, and then the water, they say that the proteins in the milk, this is the science bit, folks, the proteins in the milk lock in the taste of tea. I can't think of anything more horrible than putting milk on top of a cold tea bag and then the water. I always do tea, hot water, and then the milk. So what do we think, Vanessa? Which way round do you do it?
I've tried it. It's absolutely horrible. And the idea of pouring cold milk on a horrible tea bag and then the whole thing sogging up before you even put the boiling water on it is absolutely revolting. And actually the taste, and I'm in the centre of London, so it's pretty hard water, bears out the nastiness of the prediction. And I think milk in first is vulgar. People shouldn't really do that. It's milk last, isn't it?
Is it vulgar, Nick? What do you do? Milk first or milk second?
I don't drink... I only really drink tea as a sort of a hangover cure, so I only have it 5 days a week. No, in all honesty, I think I put the milk in last. But there's only one way to resolve this, Ruth. I take you to the zoo, and we go there, and we go to the chimp... We go to the chimps tea... No, we go to the chimps tea party at London Zoo, if they still do it, and we drink the tea. That's how we resolve it.
Nick, I'll tell you something else odd. I'm not a huge fan of tea. I'm like you, I drink it occasionally, but I can only ever have tea. My wife will finish this sentence.
Unless you have something to eat with it.
I can't...
A wee biscuit or a wee sandwich.
Well, I have...
Probably because your mother always gave you a wee biscuit if you had tea.
Yes.
And I said to him,
I can't drink
that's
tea
nonsense.
on its own.
It's not physically impossible for you to swallow tea without something to eat. That's just nonsense.
I don't also want a Kit Kat or a penguin. Or a ham sandwich or a Jaffa cake or...
But listen, we've got...
Are you like me, Vanessa? Do you understand that?
And when Nick takes Ruth to the zoo, can't Eamonn and I go out and just try a little patisserie along with a few cups of Rosie Lee? I'm inviting you, Eamonn, formally.
Yes. Do you have a particular cup? Because Vanessa, I can't drink tea if the inside of the mug or the cup is the colour. It's got to be white.
That's weird.
I can know because the tea looks a funny colour. It puts me off.
Does it?
Do you have a special cup?
Well, I have nice ones at home. I've got a little Dalton one, a Wedgwood one, but I'm at work and I'm certainly not superior to drinking out of this extremely ordinary-looking mug. It's fine.
No.
Well, lots of people are getting in touch here. Helen says milk has to go first so I can visually see the level of the milk I have. If I do it afterwards, it's always wrong. See, I'm the opposite, Helen, because I like to put the tea and then gradually do the milk so you can see the colour changing, get it to the exact colour you like.
Guys, let me tell you something. We'll just finish on this thought. At the moment, because of the pain that strickens my body that I'm riddled with at the moment, and I can't sleep at night, right? So I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, come down to the kitchen, and I think, somebody's made me a cup of tea. It's all laid out properly. There's a cup, there's a spoon, there's a tea bag
in the mug.
There's milk separately with a little bit of...
No, milk's not there. Milk's in the fridge.
Well, everything was there.
Yeah.
Everything was there. And I thought, I'm married to a woman who cannot make tea in the morning, has to have it all set out. Organised, so that when she gets up in the morning, it's there.
I'm on a tight schedule.
It's like living in a hotel. So it is.
I'm on a tight schedule in the morning.
Does she put the toothpaste on your toothbrush the night before as well?
No, the tea's not for him, it's for me.
It's for her.
I don't do anything for him.
Guys,
thank you both.
Time's up. Thank you very much
indeed. Have a cup of tea.
Go and have a cup of tea.
Oh, honestly, you're all getting onto the tea debate here. Do you put the milk in first or second? Lorraine says, always milk last, then you can make it as strong or as weak as you like. I agree, Lorraine, that's how I do mine. Salma says, I used to think my flatmate was weird for putting the milk in first, but years later, that's how I do it now, and it does taste much better. Helena, I hope I've said that properly, Helena, with a J, Jelena. I make tea both ways, and I find when I put milk in first, the tea goes cold more quickly.
Can I ask another thing?
Yes.
How can anybody possibly drink tea without sugar in it.
I do all the time. I hate sugar in tea.
I couldn't do it without sugar. You have to
And
have
a
sugar.
wee biscuit. A wee biscuit and a wee little cup of tea.
Do you know what's nice? A mint yo-yo with tea, or an orange yo-yo, or a club
Lemon
orange.
yo-yo. We're only yo-yo, really, that's got
But
chocolate
none of
on
these
it.
things exist in our house.
No, funnily, they get cleared out or eaten
Do you know,
too
I
quickly.
buy things in the house and they disappear after a day and they're thrown in the bin or they're given to food banks or whatever, I don't know. But
Only
my
the
wife
bad
doesn't like them in.
things. Anyway, thank you very much for your tea comments. Keep those coming in. The great tea debate on this morning.
And it's that time of the morning where you may be having a little brew.
Little brew. Tea or coffee time. Lots of you having tea. We've got the great tea debate going on here on this morning because there's new research out that says if you put your tea bag in the cup, mug, and then pour the milk onto that cold milk and the proteins in the milk retain the flavour, and then you put the hot water in. But no, lots of you disagreeing. Jennifer, the milk goes in after the tea is made. I'm not changing the habit of a lifetime now. Kelly says, I find that tea has no taste if I add the milk first. So you're saying the opposite, that it doesn't help the flavour. Debbie, I've always put a drop of milk in first, and I've had no complaints about my tea making.
Excuse me, I
Good,
have
Debbie.
complaints about
Yeah.
tea making. Because when you make tea, you do it boiling hot and it burns my tongue.
Well, you've got
and
to
it
boil the kettle.
No, you shouldn't boil. You just, it's far too
Absolutely
hot.
should boil the
and
kettle.
you're probably harming my esophagus.
Well, don't drink it when it's hot then.
Well, I'm just saying, I can't. Then what happens?
I can't make
Then
you-
what
I can't-
happens?
I can't
I'll
drink
tell you
it
what
for you.
happens. So you give me this tea that's so hot I
Yes,
can
'cause
hardly
I've
hold
boiled
it.
the kettle.
So I've got to do this. I've got to do this.
Oh, slurping. No, slurping. Anyway, listen, thank you. Keep those
No,
coming
never
in.
mind, thank you, because it's a
Got
problem.
to move on.
You do it too
Shush.
hot. You do it
Drink
too hot.
that
You
and
do
shush.
it
Anyway,
too hot.
Liz Earle, which
Too
is going
hot.
to keep your mind healthy, your gut healthy, everything else healthy. This
Well,
is the
hot
second
tea
part.
couldn't be healthy for your gut.
This is... oh, you've put me off now.